a couple of weeks ago, I posted this envelope signature that I folded from 12 by 12 scrapbook paper from the Antique Roses scrapbook collection from Decoupage Queen. It's so pretty. So I'm going to show you, slowed down a little bit, how to do this. Once you're done, you'll end up with this little envelope, and you don't have to make it into a signature. You can use it for, you know, you don't have to put pages in it. You can just use it for the pockets. So you have, by the time you're done, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets. So these little pockets on the inside, you can put a little something in. This is just a little like journal, you know, something to write on, a tiny little notepad that I made with the scraps of this paper here and one of the pieces from the 6x6 of this. And you can just shove it full of different ephemera pieces. This right here is the same exact thing. Again, I used the scraps from these pages and I put them in the center of this one that I did from a 6x6. And I used old-fashioned ribbon, and like when jewelry that I have gets kind of old and dated, I just put it in my stash and use it for stuff like this. So then this could go in here. And wouldn't this, I mean, how much would you love to get something like that in the mail filled with ephemera? So I'm going to show you how to do that from scratch. And part of the fun is picking out which paper you're going to do. The only thing you're going to need is a piece of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. You're going to need a bone folder and a ruler, and then a pen or pencil. So let's choose a piece of paper. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to just go for something that has a floral on either side. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go corner to corner. It does not have to be perfect. I promise you it'll be fine if there's a little bit of overlap like there is on mine right there. Okay, now you're going to take your ruler. You're going to measure in from one corner 13 centimeters and make a mark. Same thing over here. 13 centimeters. Make a mark. And now the side that you just put the marks on, you're going to put down on the table. And you're going to roll this in until you see your mark. And make sure that you keep this crease lined up here and fold it to that mark. Same thing other side. Keeping that seam lined up, this one right here. Okay, and now you're going to take that seam and fold it in. And since it's, you know, heavy, good cardstock paper, it's going to be a little bit bulky right there, but that's okay. As you can see from this one, it gets good and flat. And you're going to fill it full of yummy goodness anyway. Okay, so now take your ruler and go from corner to corner here. And that's going to help you make your straight fold across. Same thing over here. And I have the measurements for the smaller pieces of paper. Okay, so there we have it. There it is. And now, after you've got all of your creases in there, you can decide which pattern on your double-sided paper you want to be the main pattern, the pattern that's out. And I kind of think I like this one better. So like since this has print on it, has some typography on it, you're going to want to make sure that your pockets are facing the direction, or that your print will be right side up. Or if you have, you know, a person, a lady or something like that on there, you're going to want that to be right side up. And I like to have a little arsenal of items like this right here for when I'm making junk journals. So now, if you were to sew, you would sew right down the middle right here. I'm going to use this glue, and I'm going to do one bead of glue right down the center here. Then you can take your pen and make a mark on either side here to ensure that you don't go over where you're supposed to put your glue. You can take a piece of scrap paper and put in there so that none of the you don't want it to squish out on your pretty paper. You could do this part first and then sew down the middle. Then you wouldn't have to forego these little pockets. So this part you're just going to make a Y. Good and dry. And then we're going to do the bottom of this right here. over here. You can use some clips to keep everything closed up until your glue dries while you're making your ephemera. So I thought it might be fun to use one of these little tags from SnapArt as one of our embellishments. I'm going to use this kind of green damask. It's called wallpaper damask. And there is several of the, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. So the back of some of the paper is that pattern. So it'll go really well. Okay, a quick flip through. Here's the little wooden SnapArt tag that we made, and I cut out the girl with the moon. I did, and you know, it kind of kills me to cut into the paper to cut out these pieces, but at the same time, you have to use your art supplies. You can't just let them set because they're pretty. And I have a hard time with that sometimes. This says, trust your crazy ideas. And you may not have been able to tell in the sped up version, but I just stuck some lace, some old-fashioned ribbon. This is some bamboo cotton, and just kind of layered it up there. Got some metal elements. I like to use staples too. This is the other part where the girl with the moon was, and this is the other part of that paper. It was torn, but I liked the look of it, so we used that for a little tag. I cut out that cameo and just put a ribbon there. This is the one that I did with the chameleon wax. That's why it's shiny. That's what I put on it during the reel. This is just a coffee dyed envelope and elements. This is rice paper, the coordinating rice paper for this antique rose. Oh, this is just another thing that I had in my stash. It's just a little file folder, and I thought it matched well, so I stuck it with it. And then on the 6x6 papers, there was a set of 4. This was one of them right here. The other one is the one that I cut up for this. So it was 4 squares, and these are the 2 squares that were left. I thought it was kind of cool that she was also there. And then I just took one of the little tags and some paper that I had coffee dyed or tea stained, used a couple of different, you know, methods to, there's like I have like a cranberry tea, so it's kind of a pinkish red color. And I just poked holes in it and tied it with some old-fashioned ribbon. And this right here, when I was trimming something, I don't even remember now, but when I was trimming something, this was on the other side, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's it. That's one of those happy coincidence things. So now we have this little envelope. And I just think stuff like this is a really great and thoughtful gift, to let someone know that you're thinking about them. You can do, you know, a lot more. There's room for there to be a lot more stuff in here for sure. Oh, and this is that little notebook that I had made previously with this one. Because, you know, this is the same, this is the 6x6 folded in the exact same way as this. So it's got the pockets. So yeah, you can layer them up and do all kinds of stuff with them.